For example, if you're going to store, for example, like a license plate, a car license plate, or a student ID number, you're not to use the data type number, right? You are to use the short text data type to store um, data which have numbers which you're not going to use to do any perform any calculations, right? So again, if you have, for example, like a student ID number, you're not going to calculate any do any calculations on them. You have to use a short text data type and not the number data type, right? So the number data type, you're only to use it if you're going to use the numbers to do calculations, right? And the size for the number data type is 1, 2, 4, 8, or 6 bytes. Large number is used to contain data type that is number, and it's 8 bytes. Date and time, right? You're going to use the date of a calendar month or the time, and it's 42 bytes according to the Microsoft Access website. Currency, we allow it can take up to 4 decimal places when you're storing it, right? And it's used to represent money, right? And it's 8 bytes. We have auto number. This is used whenever a record is used, and whenever you assign this data type, Microsoft Access will automatically assign a unique value to this auto number, right? So it's normally assigning, counting from 1 and going up to a higher number, right? All right, the next type of data type you have is yes, no, and this is the uses of it is Boolean data type, right? So Boolean data type is basically specifying whether the value is true or false, right? So for example, if you have a light switch, for example, on could be true and off could be false, or 0 could be off or 1 could be on. But in the Microsoft Access specifically, 0 is used to store false and -1 is used to store true. That is according to the Microsoft Access website. And the size is 1 byte, right? All right, OLE object. This is used to store graphs and photos from other Microsoft software, right? So the graph could be coming from Microsoft Excel, and the photos could be coming from perhaps Paint, and it's the size is 2 gigabyte or less. A hyperlink. This allows you to get files or documents using a link from the internet or from a local network or from a personal computer, which is a local computer. Then another data type you have is an attachment, and uses the attachment of photos, spreadsheet, and documents. And you have 2 gigabyte or less in terms of the size. Calculated data used from one or more fields to make an expression, and I'll show you in the next 2 slides how I use a calculated field, right? So we have short text data type with less than 243 characters. That means we're looking at the size and the number of characters for long text, number, yes or no, and date and time must be according to their original data type assignment that Access assigns for these. So remember, for example, long text, it had 1 up to 1 gigabyte, and number had 1, 2, 4, 8, or 16 bytes. That's what we're saying based on the original assignment of the sizes that Access allows for these data type, long text, number, yes or no, or data type must be according to these. So if you are using yes or no, the size is 1 byte if you're using yes or no, for example. All right. The last data type that I saw on the Microsoft Access website was the lookup wizard. Now, the site is saying that it's not really a data type. However, when you use a lookup wizard, the wizard helps you to state if it is a simple or a complex lookup column. And you remember the column is a field in Access, right? To use the information in another table or a value listing to verify the data of one value in one row, a simple lookup is used. While you can store many values of the same data type on one row using a complex wizard, right? Lookup. And here I have an example of a calculated field in a table. Once I enter the record, for example, B001, when I type in the wholesale price and my selling price, the margin is automatically calculated, right? So in this case, we bought the item, the shoe, for $80 and we sold it for $20. So the margin that we made on the selling of the shoe that we bought for $80 and selling it for $100 was 20% margin. So this brings us to the end of today's video. In today's video, we looked at the definition for a database, definition for database management, and we looked at the table, the fields, and the rows, and we also looked at the different data types that are used in Microsoft Access. We have come to the end of part 2 of 2 videos covering the topic database management system using the Microsoft Access software. In the next video, we'll be showing you how to set up the different queries in the Access database. And in the next video, after the query video, then we'll be looking at how do we set up our table using the design view. So we're looking forward to seeing you in those 2 videos. Please take care until then. Bye. Thanks for watching the video and don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, comment and share.